Hey everybody, so I'm back for a very late review, I know, of Love During Lockup, Ckmatized, Season 5, Episode 56. Okay, so first, I'll just tell y'all this weekend I needed a break. I was exhausted. I barely got through that Love and Marriage Huntsville bit. It was Martin Luther King Day yesterday, and I just felt like it would be in poor taste for me to review this and upload it on his holiday. And quite frankly, I just was a bit deflated based on the inauguration and also based on, you know, Martin Luther King Day was always big in Atlanta. And over the past few years, I have become increasingly disappointed. Um, yeah, and I will talk more about that homeless man that was killed in another video, um, very close to a celebration. Um, to clear it out. All right. I'm getting mad. Whew. All right. So we just gonna do this. We just gonna do this. Deep breath. Let's go ahead and get these ridiculous fools out the way. Sam and Crystal. Sam, at this point, I think you are finally like you are at least appearing like you're not neutered at this point. Y'all have been together for 5 years. Why did I not realize that? Why did I only think it was like 2 years or something like that? That's a long time, okay? I knew she was had been in jail for 7 years, but in my mind, them being together was still like 2 years. Anyway, she wants him to come and visit her. It's a 6-hour drive for a 2-hour visit. That's long, okay? And that's just too much. And he was like, I have to work to support her and myself. Yeah, you do. All right. So she's pissed because he has to work to support her, himself, and it might as well be Grandma Rita since he be going to the grocery store buying her stuff all the time and taking her out to eat. So Sam knows that she's been in relationships with women. We knew that too by the way she answered that question. Anyway, so Sam knows that she's been in relationships with women before. Okay. He said if he finds out that Crystal is cheating, he will treat it the same way he would as if it was a man. I was like, does that mean you'll leave? I hope so. Go back to Oregon and just reorient your life, please. So Sam thinks she's cheating on him. Good. You should think that. We know that. You know that. And Rita knows that. Okay? He goes to Rita's house. She had been crying to Grandma on the phone about him not coming to visit. And he has to make the case again that he has to work. She needs money. So does he. She's unforgiving. She's not talking to him. And for somebody who's been incarcerated to not be forgiven, I was like, you know what? That's why I said I don't think you as neutered as you once were, but you were obviously in surgery to get your balls back on because it's still taking you a second. I don't care, Rita, that it's her official parole date. I don't care. I don't care. I actually don't care this time. I actually think, first of all, I understand why that would be a big deal, but I also feel as if he's better off if she doesn't get parole and maybe he'll go back home. Moving on, Brittany apparently is back in the picture with somebody he said was they were in a relationship in a non-traditional sense, like in a prison relationship. What we see from Brittany and Keurig, that can be very much real. Okay, and apparently Brittany got out of prison and he came back. I hate to laugh. I'm just like, what? Why was when he was getting on the phone talking to Crystal, why was her name saved under Kaylee? And they kept showing it. I know I can read. I'm not going to even ask y'all. I know I can read. Unless that's a nickname, or is he messing with that girl in Texas? Like, does he have another girlfriend? If so, I hope so. I hope so, just so you don't look crazy. Okay. So Jakima and Donnie. Okay, so she's at a dance class, and I was thinking, I was like, oh, didn't she just get here? But good, maybe she made a friend. So she met a friend who invited her to a dance class. Now, she was like, my kids are in school, and I need to keep my mind off of Donnie. I said, baby girl, you need to find a job. Go back to Texas and move on. That's what you need to do. Okay? So the friend she just met is already talking to her about Donnie and him moving prison, so on and so forth. She's going to be talking about your business every chance she gets. Okay? Because at your grown age, I'm sorry, that's just the way women operate. She gonna be gossiping about you. Plot twist, her friend used to fuck with Donnie. Or still is. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so Donnie has been moved to another prison 3 hours away. She told him she doesn't like that she's associated in any shape, way, or form with drugs or with what may or may not have happened. He's telling her he's trying to figure it out. He knows exactly what went down. He knows exactly what went down. Now, she said, I have kids. I don't play that. I can't be associated with this. And I was like, obviously you do play that. Because you chose to get with a man in prison for drugs. That was not news to you. And live off of his money without a backup plan to support yourself, knowing he had been a drug dealer and moving to a totally different state. What? I mean, come on, Jakima. Come on. So Donnie graduated high school. He's telling us himself he went to college and then he couldn't find a job. And he ended up selling drugs. Honestly, that's sad. I'm not sure if he graduated college or if he was just in college. It sounds like he did go to college, like graduated. When I say I went to college, that's what I mean. I graduated. But whatever. It is hard to find a job. And so he was saying in that process, it wasn't the best decision, but it was how he brought in money. How many times have we heard that story? I believe that. And I believe he needed it. And I believe when money is that much easier to make after putting in application after application, and you feel like you've done the things you were supposed to do, you went to high school, you finished. You went to college, like everybody told you, and then you can't find a job. I can understand how somebody could end up in a situation like that before they know it. So and we all know it's hard to find a job, period. Especially when you're black. Despite your education level. But back to Jakima. Jakima, ma'am, I'm still looking at you crazy, okay? Because Donnie was where you found him. And still is where you found him. This isn't news to you, ma'am. It isn't, okay? He's getting out in 2.5 years. How long did you think he was going to be in? I don't remember how long she thought he was going to be in. But, ma'am, it's a no for me. It's a no. It's a no. It's a no. It's a no. And it's your fault for me. Okay? I mean, how long did you expect that he was going to be in there to the point where you were willing to uproot your kids and yourself to a different part of the country? They're now enrolled in school. We saw her shopping for book bags, so it has to be the beginning of the year. I mean, the best I can tell you is just stay till December and enroll them back in the same school they were in before they left. It's a good thing they're twins and have each other. Anyway, so he calls at the end of her class, her dance class or whatever, and she gets upset after they have this conversation or whatever, and runs out of the class. And he's like, where you going? Where you going? Is it me, or does the dance friend give kind of lesbian tease? Like, that's why she invited her. That's just me. I could be wrong. Okay. Nevertheless, here we go. MJ and Willie. What is MJ's real name? Did she tell us? I'm curious. There's certain kind of like names that I think roll off the tongue, or like abbreviations, like DJ, CJ, AJ, but like MJ, SJ, RJ, those don't roll off the tongue the same way for me. I don't really like them. But anyway, her ex-husband called and asked to rekindle their relationship, even though they're both in relationships. And I just kept saying to myself, and I asked y'all before, why did they break up in the first place? Okay? He has a lot of access to you, MJ, for you all not to have anything going on, especially considering how excited you got all of a sudden. So she is saying Ami is her weakness. Baby, that's what you say about somebody you're in love with. And the way you were describing it, he knows what makes me laugh. He knows what this and this, how I fell in love with him. MJ, in this failed attempt to try to get over Ami by getting on a reality show and being with a man in prison to hopefully make him jealous, which obviously has, I'm just not understanding why you would get on TV being a whole fucking fool. We know shit happens. We know lines get crossed, things get gray. Don't get me wrong. But you shouldn't have gone on TV with this, okay? Because I wanted to, like, give you some grace, but it seems like everybody around you, including the people in California and the ones in Utah, just are not buying your bullshit. They're not buying it, and quite frankly, neither am I, okay? So apparently, Ami had a habit of drinking and maybe doing drugs, I think, or smoke. I can't remember, but hard substances or whatever. So they got divorced because she said she wasn't going to put up with it. She's saying how excited she was to hear from Ami, and she doesn't get it. I said, baby girl, go heal and figure it out. I know why you feeling that way because you still in love with him, but okay. Willie and Ami look alike. Have we addressed that before? Okay, they're the same, but she just switched out for a different version. Anyway, Willie said you are out there. You're saying you're out there because of your mom, but I really think you are out there trying to be with Ami. Okay. I felt that was insensitive because her mom does have cancer. But see, the problem is though, we hear from Willie after we get this scene with you talk about how Ami does this and how you loved him. Okay, I can't blame him anymore. I can't take up for you, MJ. I can't take up for you because now I don't actually just think he's a jealous person. I think you do things that would make him jealous. Like, I don't know, cheat. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so she wanted, I think she just wanted Ami to change as a husband. And he called her bluff when she said she would leave him. So she went and got a divorce to make him change. And I think that's what happened. Then all of a sudden the driver pulls up to her house. Is this her mother's house? She's just staying there. Is a Airbnb? What is it? Anyway, the driver pulls up. She don't say thank you, no nothing. And she just all of a sudden goes running out the car into the house and ends up crying on her knees. Like she's in like pregnancy pain or like the driver did something to her. If I was the driver, I'd be nervous as hell. Like, what is she going to tell somebody I did to her? Like, why is she acting so crazy? She's crying about how, I don't know, I just think I wanted somebody to love me. You are so conflicted. You really do need therapy. And I'm not even saying that as a read, because I'm saying that as somebody who goes to therapy weekly, okay? I will say, nevertheless, you need it, and you need it bad, okay? And because you are in some serious self-denial at this point. So her brother comes over, and she is talking to her brother about it. He was about Ami, and he was like, you still on that? I was like, here we go. Your family knows you. So apparently Ami used to try to get her drunk, knowing she had a drinking problem, and she didn't like that or whatever. The way she is talking about Ami, and then she's crying and she's laughing, she's crying. MJ, you a little too, no ma'am, you a little too crazy for me, okay? She has the mind of a 17-year-old girl, like trying to figure out, you know, should I break up my boyfriend before I go to college? Like, is he gonna leave me? Is he gonna, like, I don't have time for that. I really don't. And I think it is insane and pathetic and just all kinds of ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about let's talk about Tia and Rob, okay? Tia and Rob. If I have a favorite couple this season, it's Tia and Rob. All right, so they get to the hotel. Fine. She tells us she's never felt this way about anybody, and she's about to cry. And I'm just like, Tia, you've never felt this way about anybody, I bet, because you've never dated a man that was in jail, okay? So they go to the hotel room to have sex. To be expected, okay? Somebody been locked up for like 8 years. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna lie, though. I'm not gonna lie. If I was in my 20s, Rob could get it. Yeah, and not just because I'm 37, but I'm saying that he would have been one I would have gone for. I would have gone for Rob in my 20s. But see, now that I'm grown, got real stuff to lose, I can't be messing around with that type. But nevertheless, yeah, I get it. Anyway, all right. So yeah, I can't mess with that kind of more. But anyway, 20 minutes later, the family comes as a whole group knocking and banging on their door. I was like, say what? 20 minutes? It was barely enough time to take a shower and get themselves together. I was like, rude. Like, apparently, I would have cursed all of them out. I'm not going to lie. That would have been on my damn nerves, too. But apparently, Rob invited all his family to come there and hang out in the suite. I'm sure he did. But, like, 20 minutes? And they strike me as the kind of people that they ain't really early for much and nothing else. Hey, miss me. I know the producers told y'all to go down there. Anyway, Um, honestly, I have to say I do like how Tia and all the family have come together, and it's not the tension that we normally see when somebody gets out of jail. Like, here's the person that's been sending them money that thinks they're the girlfriend or the fiance, and then here's the family that don't like her. Um, I actually kind of like that, and vice versa. But it's still, even though Tia got mad and went into the room and she was mad because she wanted to have sex, she brought y'all to watch that little girl, and then your cousins all loud and stuff. You nasty, you, and I'm just like, first of all, that little girl's too young to even overhear that stuff. It ain't like the little niece that ain't gonna have infantile amnesia and none of this stuff's gonna bother her. But like, what are y'all doing? Just go down there and watch that girl. Take her somewhere. Y'all go back 2-3 hours later. Like, why? Why? Okay. And then I feel like Tia really got upset when they asked, "Oh, are you feeling a way about the fact that it's going like he's gonna be in Brooklyn soon?" Now, why would y'all bring that up? I think that's really why she got mad and got in that bed, because that's what she started thinking about. Because you know, sometimes those Long Island people think they're too good to endure commutes and to use the train. And now with this congestion pricing, I'm not sure how that affects them, but that's really why she was also mad, because she was trying to keep it together. He was just so happy to see his family and eat that Chipotle. Rob, you all right with me? You all right with me? All right. Now here goes the mess. Kate, Hunter, and Kaylee. Is it just me, or these three people as individuals are really truly lackluster? None of them really stand out to me in any shape, way, or form. But because of the chaos that Hunter has managed to create, it's interesting. But not because any three of them, if you put them somewhere else, they would be so whatever. Anyway, so Hunter likes Kate's aesthetic. Let's just call it what it is. Not really her. I don't see that, whatever. Kate's bored. Okay, so you can find a blonde chick anywhere, but white men are dedicated to upholding that, so maybe that's why he's holding on to Kate. I don't know. Anyway, another inmate told... First of all of this is a mess anyway, because somebody else is bringing it to Hunter, who's now bringing it to Kate. So anyway, another inmate told Hunter that one of his ex-chicks or something like that contacted him and asked if he knew Hunter and was going to put money on his books to beat Hunter up. Honestly... what do you expect? That person is now feeling conned and stupid because you played her. What do you expect? Trust me, girl, whoever you are, somebody will be dumb enough to do it, though. Okay? Dumb enough. I shouldn't say dumb enough. They'll be broke enough to do it. Okay? They fine with it. Somebody got more time than him and just like, fuck it. So Kate was like, this is serious. You know, why, if you signed up as a sugar mama... I hate the way she says that too. And this whole play to pay stuff she was talking about, why would you think he was just playing with you? Well, bitch, you sound hypocritical and dumb as hell, because you were shocked as fuck about those 40 women that you lied and told that lawyer you think is only 6 to 8. Anyway, meanwhile, he's skinning and grinning in the camera talking about, yeah, I think this is a form of karma for all I've done to these women. Yes, it is. It is also a typical reaction that I could have told you, just based on human behavior, would have been a likely next step, okay, of someone who is hurt and feels burned by anybody in a relationship. And you're in prison, and it just makes, give me a break. Ain't nobody gonna really follow through with that. But especially when they come to and realize they've been played. Anybody will be hurt and wants to hurt the other person, okay? He said, well, then after he tells her everything, he said, it's my problem and not yours. When she looked at the camera and said, don't mess with my man, I was like, and what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Kate, get the fuck out of here. So Kate finds money, apparently. She can't put no money on his books or nothing. Which, honestly, she shouldn't. But nevertheless, she finds money to go talk to a lawyer about the issue with Hunter, which should make up for a lot of time that she would have been putting up a commissary or make up for the amount of money. Anyway, this seems like an overreaction as far as I'm concerned on her part, because she's feeling insecure and hopefully dumb for what she encouraged him to do. So to go into the lawyer is now trying to also, I think, scare women off from him so that she can put all this to bed that she created. She wants to see how they can get him out sooner. He's done a lot of programs. And so the lawyer says, yeah, that will look good to the court. The problem is he has a few infractions. And so she explains he's been caught with women exposing themselves to him via webcam. I don't like the way she always says it. Like somehow they just pulled this on him. First of all, you know if that's happening, he's initiating the conversation. He's a man, and he's a man in jail. Stop playing with me. Stop. This is your dumbass fault, okay? Anyway, so she wants to see how they can, get him out sooner, but whatever. And she asks, the lawyer asked, how did he find these women? And she admits that she signed him up for a write-a-prisoner website so he could talk to people and get financial support from sugar mamas. This is the language she's using in front of this lawyer. And smiles. I was like, bitch, you look like you part of the scam too now. You need to retain him in case they bring charges against you for scamming. Because you kind of part of it. All right, so meanwhile, we also see Kay Lee going to a lawyer about Hunter. Y'all will spend a lot of money on this man. Okay, so she spoke to this lawyer, and they're at this long table. I don't know what that is, these long tables that these lawyers have, and they ain't nothing but you and the client. Like, how often do they need those long tables? Anyway, that seems like a waste of money, because I know those kind of tables, because I know I've seen them, in classrooms, they call it the Harkness, and it was like $10,000, $15,000 tables. Okay, then. Anyway, so meanwhile, Kate says to her lawyer that she wanted to talk to him about, Kaylee, that's what I meant, sorry, about how they got naughty on the camera or whatever, and he got an additional 30 to 60 days in jail, and she's trying to see if there's something they can do to cut his time down. I wanted to say, not doing it again. The lawyer says, well, look, I charged $15,000 for something like that. Honestly, that seemed very excessive to me, too, especially in a place like Scottsdale, Arizona. But okay. Anyway, girl, leave that shit alone. No, Kaylee, he's not worth it. You don't need to prove yourself to him as a partner. He needs to prove himself to you as a partner once he gets out because he's in jail for bad decisions. Anyway, meanwhile, Kate says to her lawyer that she wanted to talk to him about one of the women that was making the threat. It was like, because we get back to Kate, okay? And then that name start with the same thing. This is like doing Love, Marriage, Huntsville, all of M names. Anyway, he said to notify the prison. And he said the best thing to do is just notify the prison and say there's a possible security threat. He was trying to give you a cheap way out, okay? Because you already got to pay for this fucking consultation. So the lawyer was like, the prison can also make the case that he misled these women simply to get money for commissary. And quite frankly, Kate, you've admitted that, essentially, and that could affect his release too. He said, because that's wrong. So in other words, Kate, shut the fuck up. That's what he's telling you to do, because you're going to open up, with a can of worms. Anyway, so she was like, I don't see it as a scam. Now the lawyer's listening to her. Knowing she's full of shit and knowing he's going to get the consultation fee. She then keeps going on. Well, there are a lot of sugar baby websites out here. This, that, and the other. I was like, are you on one? Because you know an awful lot. Anyway, and he was like, the difference is those people know what they're signing up for. Right? It's clear on that website. That's what this is designed to do. He said it is transactional, but people know it's transactional when they do it. And he said, in this case, some of these women may have thought there was a real relationship there and were therefore defrauded by giving him money thinking it's just them. In other words, I felt like he was saying a suit is going to do more harm than good. So she was like, I only take responsibility for signing him up. The rest is his fault. Bitch, it's both of y'all's faults. Because if he was just talking to them, what the hell was he doing on webcams with these women? Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if he sent her some of that money. Because I'm trying to figure out what you getting out of this. Okay, I know they was together like maybe a month or two before, but that ain't enough. So anyway, so Kaylee tells her lawyer that she's already spent $5,000 on him so far. The lawyer, you could tell she's a bitch, but the lawyer was like, that's a lot of money. I wanted to go, and so is $15,000 you were going to charge her. Okay, but anyway, but the lawyer did say, look, I would hate for you to spend this money only to find out that he was taking advantage of you. They see this kind of thing happen enough to where lawyers aren't sitting around trying to give them benefit of the doubt. Just like that other chick, that light-skinned chick, kind of tall with the broad shoulders with the two kids that were like years apart. And then she was on a whole season and we find out he's not getting out, but also there was never anything official, and she had like the paralegal working instead of an actual lawyer. And then she went to that white man, and that white man was like, let me guess. I'm just saying, I think people see this, who are lawyers like this, see this a lot. When they say that to you, it's because they already know what's up, okay? There are some cases I think you can take more seriously. That person's been out and y'all were in a relationship, but there's some stuff I think they can just see coming. Anyway, at this point, everybody has told you the same thing, Kaylee. You are young, and I'm really trying to chalk it up to you being young and dumb. But clearly, if you making this kind of money, girl, put that away for a house or something. Go enjoy having a partner who got an apartment somewhere else. You'll be all right. Kate's lawyer is concerned that she may be involved with a career criminal. And that people don't have the right to take advantage of people. I don't care how dumb or stupid you think they are. And he basically told her, he said, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I'm just like, yes, he called you stupid. And I also am concerned about your background, Kate. I'd like to know whether you've been in jail for things before, too. Because you seem like a scammer yourself. Okay? Birds of a feather flock together. Now, Kaylee, I'm going to leave her alone because she's young and dumb. But that's all I have to say about this for now. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great week.